Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to support Sydney Ray05 on Instagram. That's SYDNEY Ray RAY05 on Instagram. Thank you. This is a demo job for another contractor. I ended up bidding the foundation in the garage, which I'm probably going to pour later. But I was contracted just to demo, and I absolutely love running a service. I had some major issues on this job, but you guys will see. So I'm tearing out this patio that looks pretty old, and then there's like another out here. You think it's for a shed or something out there. I'm not sure what it was, but that had like a, believe it or not, that had like a 2-foot footing on it, which with this setup, it doesn't really matter. You know, if it's thicker or whatever. I could just tell it was two loads of concrete and probably 2, 3, 4 loads of dirt. The dirt had a bunch of fluff to it. And I'm on a wheel loader demoing in complete silty powder. You don't need tracks or what people say on here. You could demo it. You could use a wheel loader on basically any situation. So this guy called me from YouTube specifically and saw that I had a demo set up too, and I do demo and pumping on the side. And this is about, I could break down the price. I made about 8 G's in one day on this. I charged, I think, $4 a square foot for the concrete, and there's probably, it was 2 full semi loads and then 2 huge loads of dirt, because I graded the property. And for the foundation here, he wanted down 18 inches once I demo all this out. You'll see the footing. That, I mean, you never know what's on some of this stuff, you know, how they poured it or why they poured it, or there's no rhyme or reason, or like, oh, this should be standard normal, just 4 inch, because it looks like it's for a shed, or it wasn't for anything structural, I'll tell you that. It didn't have any straps or nothing on it, but they just put this big footing, and I knew that would throw me off on the 2 loads of concrete. It would put it over a little bit. You'll see this footing on it here. And what I did is, you have to stage this correctly, because I'm going to back the trucks into this backyard. And if I take this footing all the way out, then I'm going to have about 1.5 foot drop. So the front there, I left that footing in so I could come in and out. You want your tractor level and square with what you're doing. See that breaker? I just mashed right through this stuff. This is one of the best setups you could possibly run. You throw this hammer on anything. I mean, I'm a Bobcat guy mainly. I like a little bit better. But this skid steer is really nice. See the footing on it? They put a big old footing on it. So all the way around the wall, I took the footing out and pulled it all out. But this front way where I'm going to be coming in and out loading it, I left that footing for a ramp. And then when I have the bucket on, I'll just lift it up and drop it and pull it up and out. You don't even need the breaker to get the footing out. That's the thing with West Coast. It's a one-stop shop. It's the most skilled operation you're going to see, with the way we place concrete, with the pump, the way I demo it. I do it myself with a tractor, and you can obviously tell how much better I can run a skid steer than anyone else on here posting. There's a lot of, I'm the original. There's a lot of people trying to copy me and stuff, but that's okay too. If they don't want to give credit wherever it's due, it doesn't really matter. So I'm checking this footing. I'm checking it right here. I already know there's just a footing around the perimeter. You just pop it and break it like that all day long. And this has a big barn opening where I backed the truck all the way into the backyard, the dump truck, which made it beautiful, so I didn't have to make a mess. I didn't have to sweep. I just pulled it straight back there. I put all this in a pile, calling back. And I had a problem with the tractor. You guys will see it later what happened, and I'll tell you what happened with it too, because my mobile mechanic's out of town, so I was dead in the water, and I just had to call random people, and it got to a point where I didn't care what it cost or how much it was. I just wanted it fixed. I was going to knock this job out in one day. I got it all broke, and I got one load out, and then the loader valve broke on my tractor, where the arms would go up and down, but the bucket wouldn't move forward and back. And there's some incompetent people. I'm not mechanically that inclined. I kind of know. I don't really, stuff I don't like. I don't have any interest in being a mechanic or getting oil on me. I know the basics. I can troubleshoot. It'd be a huge asset if I was more mechanically inclined with all the equipment I have and run. But I have my friend that's been my mobile for 15 years, and I don't really need to know, but he was in Indianapolis. I believe, visiting his daughter when I called him. So I'll just break right through this. And I'm going to put the bucket and push it in a pile. I'll leave part of the footing to come in and out, so I'm level when I grab the concrete. You don't want to be lower with the Bobcat going uphill, because then you got no power and you're not going to get much in the bucket. And if it's down lower, excuse me, you're going to grab a bunch of dirt with it too. So if you're level with it, you can scoop it up perfectly. That's one thing sweet about Case, is loading with it's really nice. I like it better than the feet. I like it loading with the hands. I can position the bucket better. But breaking and overall, I like the feet and the hands, the Bobcat action probably. But this is fine. It doesn't really... I'm one of those guys, it doesn't really matter what you ham or what you give. I don't really have that much of a preference. I'm just that good at whatever I'm going to get on. So I'm continually breaking this. This is, like I said, I made about 8 G's I would have this day, but the tractor broke. I got on the Google and just started calling mobiles everywhere. Half of them, I can't get out there. The guy comes out from Case, which is 10 minutes from me, ironically. See the size of that footing? Just blast that right out. This is a sweet setup. If you guys need a breaker like this, call me. I'll hook you up. But back to what I was saying, the guy came out, said, your loader valve's no good. And that's basically like a heart with all the valves coming in and out of it, pressures and stuff. So I'm thinking, how in the hell would the loader valve go out? And then Case tells me, you can't buy a refurbished one, or you can't buy one used. Excuse me. It's $4,100 for the loader valve and $2,000 to put it on. So I'm thinking, $6,200. Is this guy serious? So we pull the loader valve out. I look at it and I go, you see that solenoid that's burnt on it? Because whatever coming to an electrical or mechanical is broken. It's not the actual whole valve. I knew that. But I just played kind of stupid and let him pull it out. And then I looked at the loader valve and I said, that solenoid's burned out. And prior to COVID, that solenoid, that coil was about $120. But they wanted $300 now, which, okay, so I just paid the $300, and we were there till about 9 o'clock at night putting it on and putting it back together. So I got one load out, had to fix that. That's my boy Big D right there. He's one of my bros that's going to be doing contracting and all that stuff. He's following me around and learning a bunch of stuff. It's fun to have him out there. He helps me video, all kinds of stuff. But anyways, the solenoid cost me $300. The thing was a pain. In the loader valve was up high where you could get to it. In the new ones, it's underneath. I don't think I would buy a new Case. And I think New Holland's built at the same factory, so I wouldn't buy either one of them new, I don't think. If that loader valve down below, my God, if something burns on it, you got to pull that thing out. I mean, it's going to be a major $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 job to get it out. And then troubleshooting what's wrong with it. So I'm going to break all this up, and then that's when the valve goes bad. So I got to grade this down from the house 27 feet out past where I'm at. Then the width of the house, 18 inches down, the dirt. So this is 4 inches, so I got to go another, 14 down. But I'm just breaking, this is like one of my favorite things to do. To have somebody pay me for it's crazy. Not too thick, it's no big deal. Pretty basic. But if you want to watch a full service concrete operation, West Coast is the only one on YouTube or social media that you're going to see. The standard, how to demo and haul your own concrete, how to place your own concrete, what kind of crew to have. It's A++, and that's just the facts of the matter. I mean, if people don't like it, they can go watch these other guys. And they could pattern themselves after them, too. They can run a Georgia buggy, and they can wheel it, rake it, until their heart's content. And this is what's so beautiful about this property. If I would have had to bring each bucket out and load it to the street, it would have been a freaking mess. Plus, imagine how much time one bucket at a time would take to go and load that. So to be able to pull it back in the backyard was awesome. I'm just going to pull them all the way back there. I like loading it all the way around from each side. I can stuff the truck better. But this way I can still throw it. The Case has enough reach on it. The perfect tractor for me is like an S185. I don't know the new numbers or new series. But the 185 with the higher reach is the Bobcat I like for jobs like this size. So I'm going to pull all this out, and then I'll just start raking it in the corner. And you want everything square and level, like I was saying. So when you get in there and you're turning in it and you're making ruts, just re-straighten the dirt out where your bucket and everything's level and square. See how square and level I am? Just go in, lift up, boom, pull out. You can take it out really nice and clean. You don't have a bunch of dirt in your bucket. This was the siltiest, powderiest dirt you could ever be in. Everyone out there couldn't breathe. It was so airborne and dusty. It was absolutely nuts. My boy D and my other buddy Greg were just dying. Usually I'm the one that gets it worse, but I didn't get it as bad as they got it. I could still breathe, but this stuff was, when we were doing the excavation of the dirt, it was just airborne like you couldn't even see. So we were just keeping a hose on it. I'm in silty powder with solids on that don't even have any tread on them, and you could still blow right through it, no problem. If you're good, it wasn't an issue. So I load up full buckets as I can. And I know by eyeballing this is right on exact 2 loads. But once you throw that footing on that one pad in the back, I know it's going to go over. So the third or second load of dirt, I'm just going to hide it in the middle of it. But running a service, you think is trouble-free because you don't have to rely on anyone generally. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. You don't need finishers. You don't need laborers. I just do this stuff by myself. You know, I don't need, I take out like 2,000, 1,800 square feet of concrete and a crap load of dirt. That's my buddy Greg came with me. I ended up breaking my thumb out here, and a piece came in, smashed my thumb in between two, and he's a full Bobcat operator and pumper. He did it all with me for, I don't know, 13, 15 years. So day 2, when the grading came and stuff and my hand was killing me, he took over. I don't think I broke it yet. When everything was broke, all the concrete was broke in the other pad, that's when it got smashed and I ended up breaking it. And it wasn't that bad. It was kind of screwed, but it had a big, huge gash on it and all this dirt. So I was thinking, oh man, it's going to get infected with dirt. So the homeowner, Javier, which was the coolest brother dude you could ever meet, got me a Band-Aid, and I put it on tight so dirt couldn't get in there, which seemed to be the cardinal error. And then it started pumping and throbbing. And once that thing started throbbing, man, it didn't stop. And for some reason, I can't tolerate pain like I used to. I was just stressed out, heating up a needle, going to jam it into my thumbnail. And I waited till about 2 in the morning. I was like, yeah, maybe it'll go away and I'll just can go to sleep. But I couldn't sleep, so 2 in the morning, I heated up that needle and through my nail and let the pressure out. And oh my God. And I came back the next day and finished. But my buddy Greg, the guy right there, Shaggy Do, helped me grade and do all that. Thank God. And I just laid down because my thumb was killing me. It's good now. Today's Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, but it's been hurting since I've done this. That's the homeowner in the back throwing the pieces out. I left a couple big ones. You can pick them up, drop them on the bottom. But running a service, I mean, you could just running a pump. I do about $250,000 a year take home, part time on a pump. Doing the demo, I could probably do $350,000, $400,000 a year by myself. You know, and that's working like this. Like this is 8 G's in one day. Take a few days off, go do 4 loads of dirt somewhere else, 1 load here, 5 loads there, whatever. But you got to work every day. When I contract, I could do a job and take a month off. That's the difference. So if it's a young man's game, and that's what I used to do, is just straight run a service, Bobcat service and a pumping service. People who've watched me know what I've done. But if you want to start a Bobcat service, I'd encourage you, and 100%, if you needed advice, you can write in or call me, and I will tell you what equipment to get or what to get or, to get you started. I mean, look at the setup. I don't even have the throttle turned up that high on it. Just probably 75%. Generally, you want to, when you're breaking big stuff, you want to throw the throttle 85, 90%. I don't even have it turned up, but I know the angles and where to do it and how to break it and pry and see how I'm prying. Watch, I'll just pry that back. Bang. You're not going to break the bit if you know what you're doing. I pry nonstop on it. On anything, whatever, footings, whatever. If you know the leverage and where it's at, there's no pressure on it. It's physics. It's like a white dwarf going through a black hole. It's physics. If you know what you're doing. But you'll hear all these people saying, oh, you're not supposed to pry. You can't do this. Well, I've been doing it for over 20-something years. So I think at this point, you can assume I know what I'm talking about. And the videos are here to back it up. So take it for what it's worth. If you don't like what I say and you don't like the style of what I do, go find somebody that style you like watching and go pattern it. Here's where we broke. Here's a loader valve. It's right there where he's at. He's from Case or Sunray, I think they're called now. The dealership. He was cool. He helped me out a lot. We got it going. I was there at 9 at night putting that thing to get back together. It was crazy. This is the next day. This is with the broken thumb day. And I get all of it done and all the dirt loaded, and I have my buddy grade most of it. I grade some of it. See, these are the big ones I'll put on the bottom at the beginning. It's all how you stage it. It's all how you go about it, whether you can get it all yourself or you need people to hand load it or you lock yourself in or you broke it too small and made a bunch of popcorn you got to rake up and clean. It's all 100% how you go about it. You can do this stuff all day long by yourself if you stage it and you can see it in your mind, which takes experience to do it. Because, I mean, I've screwed myself so many times where dang, I broke it wrong and I learned from it. Or, man, I can't get those pieces over there because I should have done it this way. But once you could visually see the whole job, how to go through it in your head, you could really make some money. And beginning, don't worry about it. Just make some and keep going and learn how to do it. And then as you go faster and faster, you can make more and more money. And you probably need people out there with you at the beginning to help load the corners and different stuff. I used to get in and out of the tractor and do it myself. I never had laborers or anything. I'm just hauling through this here. And anyone out there, I hope everyone has a nice Thanksgiving and learn something from those videos. And if you guys want to call or write in here, I'll answer any questions you have about what equipment or what. I might be doing a room addition here. It's 800 square feet raised, 800 square foot raised foundation. He's doing a room addition, and then he's doing a garage in the back. That concrete with the footing where I took out in the back, he's going to be doing a garage back there. So you drive straight through. It's a detached garage all the way in the back. Pretty cool property to have. Something this size, in California. It's hard to acquire. I don't think we hand loaded but 3-4 pieces out of this whole job. I got all of it with the bucket. Just choking on this dirt. But service is a good thing to do, and you could evolve into a contractor later or just keep your service and diversify yourself all the way you can. People who are worried to do it, or, you're not alone. There's people out there that will talk to you. I'll talk to you and tell you how to do it. There's, different avenues. As long as you don't buy the wrong equipment and stuff out of the gate is a real problem. Get the right stuff. Take your time. Payments are probably not the way to go. But you got to do what you got to do. I don't know everyone's finance. And if you got a family and kids, it makes it even tougher because you need instant income. If you're by yourself, it's prime time to do it. You can survive no problem and just keep going. So he's got his shirt wrapped around his face. I think I had a dust thing on my face. And we're just wetting it down. He's soaking it, and it was silty, 28% fluff probably, the maximum. But I hope these videos motivate people. You can see anything's possible, whatever you want to do. Whatever you dream big. So if you come up short, at least you're ahead of where you would have been. And I'm cutting this down 18 inches, but always have equipment. Don't be a laborer. Don't be like these guys on here trying to tell you what to do and they got a friggin' trowel in their hand and they're saying you don't trowel. They're dummies. They don't understand business. You're not making $8,000 in one day. And you could do this all day long. You could farm yourself out to other concrete contractors in your area that say, yeah, I'll demo it for you, I'll pump it for you, whatever. And then do your own stuff too, where you got 3 angles going. You got your own demo, your own pump, and then your own contracting. So we're cutting it down 18 inches. I'm just going to cut it down, pile it all in the middle, back the truck in. He's on his way, and then while he's gone, I'll stockpile another load, grade it again. Always keep it smooth, always keep it groomed, always keep your whole area nice. If there's concrete all over, put it in one pile in the corner. Keep it really organized and nice. See, those are those footings I left in the back, and I'm just going to take them out here and push them over to the corner, do the load of dirt, and then get them on the next load. You didn't need to put the breaker. You could just pop them out. There's no structure or stability to them. They're just sitting in the ground. It just sucks with this wheel loader and this kind of dirt, you know, with this kind of fluff and powder. And my tires are kind of bald. But you're talking best in the West. It's getting done. But you guys should watch my stuff and watch me demo and pump and do that and get into something like that. And you will make a killing. Here's my buddy here. Once my thumb started thumping, I just put him on it. Actually, when I had a big business, he ran one of my tractors. I would just show up. He put most of the hours on it. On this one, we're going to finish it up. There's the man. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment. And I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and God bless everyone. And thanks for watching.